Well, you would have heard us reporting earlier in the bulletin that the KwaZulu-Natal Cooperative Governance MEC Nomusa Dube has released a report of recommendations from the so-called Manase report. Opposition parties walking out of a full council session earlier in the day after the MEC said she wasn't releasing the full report. Well, let's find out why. Let's go live now to Durban, and the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs MEC Nomusa Dube is standing by to talk to us. MEC, good evening to you and welcome. Why was the full report not released?
Let's put the record straight, Jeremy. Good evening to you and to all your viewers at home. The fact is, the report has been released to the public today. The full report has been released to the public. The municipality processes were separate processes from what we were having in the press briefing, where we were taking all the media through the work that has been done by the municipality since the release of the report. But today we were officially saying the report is now public, the full report, the extent of which every work that was done by the Manase report.
MEC, not 20 minutes ago, the former city manager of Durban, Mike Sutcliffe, said that the full report with annexures wasn't released, that a sanitized version thereof was actually presented today. One of you is lying.
Well, the fact is, Jeremy, I don't know if somebody talks about the sanitized, which part has been sanitized? Because let's look at the facts. The fact is that the Auditor General says there's more than 523 million irregular expenditure. The following year, the Auditor General said there's more than 1.2 billion irregular expenditure as a result of inadequate budgetary controls, as a result of the overpayment of processes, as a result of checks and balances within the municipality that were not adhered to. The Auditor General says there appears to be abuse of the emergency of procurement procedures, that is Section 36. What are we supposed to do? To sit down and say, no, there's nothing wrong? No, we did not sit down. That is why we called for the investigation on the issues that were raised, including the matters that were being raised by the public.
MEC, was the full report released today with the annexures? That's all I'm trying to establish.
Yes, the report was released today, Jeremy, and we indicated to the media, we indicated to the public that from now on the full report is available.
Why
Jeremy,
then, MEC, was there a walkout from the council today in opposition to the release of this report?
The walkout in the council, I'm told, is that the opposition parties objected to the council being held in committee. The reason why I'm told by the council why the meeting had to be held in camera or in committee, it's because the councillors and the council as a whole needed to consider the facts as they are, without any sensationalization, without any grandstanding, but to look at the issues as the issues and actually confront each other to say, have we as the council addressed the issues as they are raised in the report?
MEC,
and to me, that's what I'm interested in.
MEC, are you satisfied then with the veracity of the report? Again, allegations made that it is riddled with errors and the investigation itself into the allegations is poor.
Well, the fact that there might be technical errors in that, for instance, the report, there is a one part, for instance, where it cites, let's take an example of the chief financial officer, where it says he must be charged in terms of the section. We did verify with the authors of the report, and we were assured that Section 36(2) of the Municipal Finance Management Act deals with the accounting officer as well as the CFOs who are responsible for SCM processes. And the issues here is that there were irregularities with regard to not following those processes, and somebody has got to be held responsible. Yes, they might have said it's a wrong act of the MFMA, or they might have written in error, as they say, but the fact remains that there were irregular expenditures in the municipality.
Let me refer you to a very detailed statement that Dr. Sutcliffe put out earlier today. He says this: in almost every instance where the Manase report makes a claim about me, the investigators never raised the matter with me nor asked me to provide them with information in respect to the matter being dealt with. Again, if one takes that statement at face value, it would seem that the investigators didn't do a thorough job.
The investigators, Jeremy, as far as I'm concerned, and from the report that we have from the investigation report, is that officials that needed to be interviewed were interviewed, including Dr. Sutcliffe himself, including the senior managers. Of course, there are limitations in the report. And it does cite in the report itself that some of the limitations is that because the report investigators did not have the full extent of subpoenaing people, but also of calling for third parties to verify the information that was being put before the people that were investigating. So they could not verify some of the issues. That is why in the report it says further investigation should be done on each and every one of those items so that it could be verified whether the expenditures were fruitless or whether expenditures were not value for money. The report does say that.
This is a very complicated and complex issue. Why, and a final question, why are there so many disclaimers in the report?
There's not too many disclaimers, Jeremy, in the report because the report does confirm what already the Auditor General say. That is the fact. The report as well does say there are councillors that do business with the municipality. The report says there was an abuse of overtime payment to some of the officials. The report says procedures were not followed. Right. Those things were brought forward to us, so and because of those things, there has been control measures.
You reject then the criticism that this report is a whitewash and a cover-up.
Well, I don't agree, Jeremy, that is a white. I don't know which part is a whitewash. Unless somebody will say those parts is a whitewash, let's go into detail to see what is the whitewash. But what the public should know is that we took it upon the call of the African National Congress to say, we cannot, as this government, fold our hands when the Auditor General say there are checks and balances that are not in place in the municipality, there are irregularities in the municipalities, there are things that must be tightened up in the municipality. Right. And this report was aimed to do that.
Time is really against us. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Live in Durban, that's the KwaZulu-Natal Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs MEC, Nomusa Dube.
News that moves. eNCA.com.